YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is Canadian Retro. I've got another pickups video for you here. There's a lot of stuff to get through, so I'm just going to jump right into it. This is a couple of things that I picked up before the GTA show that was just this past weekend. The first thing though I'll show you is actually something I got today, just because it's not from pickups really. It's something I ordered off of eBay just to complete my Sega Saturn, which is an AV cable for it. Now this one here is a SCART cable, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to be able to set up my system so that it runs through the HDMI connector to my TV, so that's really nice with that. Now I have a setup for doing that. If you're not aware of that, take a look at it. It's just SCART to HDMI. It's kind of handy, that's for sure. You just have to get that Euro kind of connection, which Canadians and people in North America really didn't have access to back in the day, but definitely a good quality way to doing something like that. Moving on from there, this is pre the GTA video games toys and collectibles expo, which was on Sunday. Taking a look though, it was really dry out there, and then the day before actually I ran into a couple of titles which I wanted to show now. Now the thing is I didn't have enough to make a pickup video with these items, so now I can show them to you after the show actually, which is kind of interesting. The first one here is Chronicles of Riddick. I picked that up for $5. That's pretty cool. Sorry, I'm trying to go through this pretty fast. I just have a ton of stuff to show you today. So there it is there. It's totally complete, which is really awesome as well. This one here, like I said, was $5. Something I wanted to add in my collection because it does have the Escape from Butcher's Bay on it, which was an original Xbox title. So I do have that title. I'll clean this one up. I have this in my collection. I'll probably get rid of the other one just because, you know, it's going to be upscaled and stuff like that. Moving on from that, I also found a game which I'm probably going to end up flipping here, but didn't want to leave it behind for $5, and it's Il2 Stormovik. I don't really know if that's how you say the name, but it's an airplane big game, basically a war game kind of thing. It's totally complete minus the fact that it doesn't have a manual, but still the disc is in wonderful shape, so that's really nice. I guess you wouldn't call that totally complete, but there it is right there. So I thought I'd get that, and maybe I can put that to use to get something that I really want to get. Moving on, this was actually a time when I was there with my wife and son, and she was looking through the books, and she actually found this, which is kind of interesting because earlier that day it wasn't there, so they must have put it out like after the fact because I did check the area. But it is a Metroid Prime Trilogy strategy guide, which is really cool actually. I'll be able to definitely put this to good use. It's in great shape, which is really nice, and there's maybe a little bit of wear like around the edges and stuff like that, but it's barely noticeable. You know, a really great strategy guide to kind of get your hands on type of thing, so that's pretty awesome right there. And that there was 99 cents, so pretty cool deal all around. Moving on, now I'm going to get into today's pickups, and this was a pretty epic day actually for finding things out in the wild, because it's been really tough out there like I've mentioned before. So this is some stuff that I found which is really awesome. The first thing that I'm going to show you here is a DS Lite that I found, and this was $2.99. Now before you get your hopes up, it is in probably the worst condition I've ever seen a DS before. It's cracked in the hinge and super loose as well, and I had a cracked hinge one which worked perfectly fine. This one on the other hand is not in such great shape, so it still powers on and everything like that, but it's a really loose connection. And just previously it was sort of like randomly selecting things on the menu. Now for some reason it stopped doing that, which is really awesome because I do have a project in mind for this particular system. What I'm going to do is, I don't even care about the fact that it doesn't have its top screen attached, because I'm going to take that right off of its hinge, and I'm going to use this as a backlit Game Boy Advance player. I saw this on a Facebook group that is local or whatever, and someone had done this I guess with the system, and they're like, I always wanted a backlit Game Boy Advance, and there you go right there. That's a pretty cool idea, so I think I'll just copy that idea and use this for that particular project. And for, you know, $3, that's a pretty cool idea right there, something to tinker with at least. And I did check it out, the GBA slot works and everything like that, so it's pretty cool. There's just something irreparably wrong I think with the touchscreen on this one, but still nonetheless it'll end up working out. And I do have donor systems that did actually break, so I'll be able to replace that screen if I need to on the bottom, and hopefully it'll turn out really nicely. So $3 for that one, not too bad a deal at all. Moving on, I stopped in a Goodwill. Sorry I'm going really fast here, but I just have so much stuff to show you. I stopped at a Goodwill, and this was my second to last stop of the day, and I found a game that I was really looking for, but I didn't want to pay, you know, outrageous prices for it or anything like that. Still, places I was looking at wanted like 15 bucks for it. That's not really outrageous, but if you're collecting the way I collect, you want to get things on the thrift. So this is what I picked up here, and this is Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare, something I never actually had a chance to play before, which is really nice to get a copy of that. And unfortunately it's not complete in the sense that the outside artwork's missing, but still nonetheless the disc is in pretty good shape. Not too bad, a little bit scratched up, but not a big deal. And for $4, I thought it was a pretty wicked deal, that's for sure. Moving on, a game I didn't have in my collection, and people that are like 360 fans and that kind of thing are going to wonder why I've never played this game before, but it's just, again, I don't go out and drop the $60 kind of price tags on things, but this is Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, so pretty cool right there. Totally complete, has the map in it and everything, which is really nice. It's in excellent shape, so I'm definitely going to add that into my collection. The disc is not perfect, that's for sure. You can see a few like scratches and things like that on it, but it should play, so I'm not too worried about that. For $4, I'll take a shot on it and gamble on it, that's for sure. So that's pretty awesome right there. That was the second to last stop I made today. Right before that, I stopped at a Value Village and I picked up 2 titles. I just want to find them here for you. A couple of PlayStation 2 titles, which is kind of funny because at the show yesterday, I was talking to Bowser's Farsack, and he's like, I'm done with PS2 titles, picking them up kind of thing. He sort of did a deal, and I don't want to disclose all the stuff that he did, but he basically unloaded a whole bunch of the PS2 stuff that he had, which he was more than pleased to do at the show. And we were talking about PS2's titles and like not worthy of picking up and stuff like that. But I found a couple that actually are today. The first one is Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi, I guess, 2. So that's pretty cool for PS2, obviously. And this one here is totally complete with the manual and everything like that. That's always nice, and the manual's in excellent shape. The disc itself's in pretty decent shape as well, so I picked that one up. And interestingly enough, this is the Value Village that always overprices things, and they've lowered their prices on disc-based games, I think, because they were starting to stockpile them a little bit. Like, they're getting a lot of them built up because people weren't buying them, so they only wanted $3.99 for that, so $4. Pretty cool for that title right there, that's for sure. And then probably one of the better finds of the day, which is at the same location. Kind of interesting because, like I said, it's been really dry out there lately, and when I hit up the area, at all 3 stops I end up getting a pickup. So really kind of interesting. That's why I have so much stuff today. This one here is IGPX Immortal Grand Prix for the PlayStation 2. Now I don't know if I have a total interest in this game necessarily, but I do know that it has some value because I've never seen it before in the wild. So very interesting. Again, for $3, pretty good deal all around. Unfortunately, this one's missing its manual, so you know that's the way that it goes sometimes. And the disc on this one is really great. Actually, it's got a bunch of fingerprints and stuff on it, but still like really great shape. So awesome find for $4, I think, right there. I might end up flipping that one. I'm not totally certain. I might keep it for my collection, but I don't know if I'm totally into it. I don't know anything about the game, honestly, to tell you a lot. I just know that it's valuable, so kind of went for it that way. Moving on, I'll kind of go in reverse order, I guess, since I started with the last things first sort of thing. I walked into a Talese, which this is actually a really nice find because I've been sort of stockpiling $5 off cards from Talese for quite some time. The problem is with them, you have to spend 25 bucks in the store, and literally in the last, like, I'd say 3 months, I haven't even found $25 worth of stuff to purchase at Talese to use one of the cards. So I keep donating things there because the other shops were not giving any like discounts for donations and stuff like that. Now Value Village they've started up their 30% off cards and everything like that, so that's a good sign, to say the least. But as far as Talese goes, that was the only one that was really offering anything when you donated stuff. And if I'm gonna obviously do what I do here, thrifting, I'm gonna try to get something for what I'm donating. So I donated, you know, some items there, and I keep getting these $5 off coupons, but I can't use them until I spend 25 bucks. I finally spent 25 bucks today at Talese, so this is really awesome. The first thing I picked up is God of War Collection for the PS3, which is really awesome because I want to get rid of like the God of War games and stuff like that out of my collection, so I can just use this one. Just one disc, takes up less space and all that kind of goodness. So there it is right there. It's missing the manual, but I'm sure this game's not that uncommon or anything like that. I'm sure I can come across it in the future. The disc on it's in pretty decent shape, so that's wicked right there, and that was $5. So nice deal. Obviously I used my discount on it with tax. That basically means next to nothing off. When you look at it, like, you're basically paying $5 for things. When you're doing that, you're basically saving the tax. So that's that right there. Another one that I found at the same time was Mirror's Edge, again for $5, so that's pretty sweet, and it's totally complete. Somebody paid $15 for this back in, let's see, ooh, I'm trying to find out where the date is, 2009, looks like when they paid $15 for this, so this might have pretty much kept its same value since then. I'm not really sure about that, maybe a little bit less, but the disc is in great shape. Didn't have it in my collection, and it was something I was very interested in the past, but I wasn't willing to drop like $60 on it, and then I kind of forgot about it. So I do want to check it out, and for $5, definitely worth the investment, that's for sure. The next one here that I found is a game which I believe I already have in my collection. I'll have to check it out, but it's Super Monkey Ball for the Nintendo GameCube. Again, $5 for this one. It's totally complete, which is really nice. I think mine might be missing the manual. The disc is not in the world's greatest shape, but we'll have to see, because mine might actually be worse, so we'll see about that. But anyway, for $5 I wasn't going to leave that guy behind at all. Finding GameCube stuff, except for today, has been very difficult lately, so pretty cool nonetheless for $5. Definitely going to jump all over that one. Moving on from there, I also picked up The Simpsons Hit and Run, which I already have in my collection. I'm pretty sure I have it on the GameCube. I might have gotten rid of it if this is also on the Xbox. I'm trying to remember now off the top of my head, but I may have the GameCube version, or if this is on Xbox, I may have that version as well. I know I had the PS2 one, but I think I got rid of it. So still, like, GameCube version of it, pretty cool, really minty shaped manual, that's for sure. And the disc, like the other ones, is near perfect. So if I have this, if I don't have this, it's going in my collection. If I do have this, then that disc is definitely going to replace the one that I have, because it's awesome shape. So $5 for that one as well. And then finally, this is kind of interesting, Ryan D decided to donate this guy back in the day, and that is the Pokemon channel. I don't know anything about this game whatsoever, but I figured, hey, Pokemon for $5, you can't beat it. No manual in there or anything like that, but the disc is, well, it's in pretty good shape, but you know, Pokemon games are sometimes hard to find in good shape because kids sort of took care of them. But that's the way that goes. This here was $5, so again, I was willing to pay that. I don't really know what its value is, but I'll be able to, you know, trade this off or something like that. I think someone will be interested. I've never seen it in the wild, so I thought for $5, hey, why not? Moving on, I kept getting into more GameCube goodness. This was the first stop I made of the day, and this is a pretty awesome find as well. Like I said, I'm sorry I'm going so fast here, but that's just the way that it goes. Just because I had so much stuff to show you today, so I'll get right down into it. There are 5 titles that I picked up here. Goodwill's starting to charge $6 for GameCube games, which is kind of unusual, because the other day I was in there and I'm like, oh, they're lowering their prices, because it was like $3 per title for like different games. I'm like, this is great. And then all of a sudden I go in today and now they're charging $6 for games. So I don't know where they're getting their pricing from or who's doing the pricing, but they'll have to figure something out, because it's just too unpredictable and it's driving me nuts when I go in there. But I had to leave a few GameCube titles behind just because honestly, for the price point of $6 each, I just really couldn't stomach doing it. And some of them that were there were worth $6. Now at $3 I probably would have bought them because they're for the GameCube, but just, you know, $6, I can't do that. But for $6 I can definitely do this. It's Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex, and it's complete. It just has the manual in behind the precautionary booklet there, so I'm not going to dig that out just for the sake of time here. But the disc is in pretty decent shape. I think I already have this in my collection, so this will probably be like trading fodder to recoup my losses on the day sort of thing, which is some of the stuff that I've shown you today probably will be, just because I did spend quite a bit of cash. The next one here is something I know I have in my collection, but I think I have it on the Xbox. which is where I want to keep it because it's probably the best system for you know, multi-platform games. But it's Crash Nitro Kart for the GameCube Black Label. Really sweet deal here. This one here is also complete. The manual is in behind, and the disc on it is, yeah, decent. It's not too bad. It's a little dusty or whatever, but should be able to fix that. There seems to be like a little, I just noticed it now, like a little bit of speckling to it or something, so I hope that doesn't interfere with anything, but we'll see how that goes. Again, $6 for that one. Not too bad of a deal. Moving on, something I know I have in my collection already, but I think this one is probably a disc upgrade, we'll have to see, and that is SSX on Tour, which has the Mario characters also built into the game, which makes this version of the game a little more desirable, I guess. And there it is right there. Unfortunately, it doesn't have its manual, and I'm hoping my copy that I have does, but we'll see. And the disc itself is in pretty good shape. Again, I'll have to see. I think my copy's fairly beat up, so this might be a replacement for that, and hopefully I have the manual in the one that I have. That would be really awesome. A game I didn't have in my collection, and I think this is a bunch of different mini games. I don't totally know that for sure, and it's Looney Tunes Back in Action. So I'm going to check this title out and see if I actually want to keep this one. I'm not totally certain about it, but I know I didn't have it, and it's definitely worth the $6 that I picked it up for. So there it is right there. And the disc itself looks like it's been probably resurfaced. It's a little bit weird, but it's clean. It's just has like some weird discoloration to it, so I'll have to figure out if that actually plays. I really hope that it does. And with that one there, you know, $6 for that. You know, I'll end up flipping it if I don't like it, so that's not too bad. Recoup some of my losses. And then finally, a game which is definitely going in my collection 100% is Wario World for the GameCube. And luckily for me, it's totally complete. This is the final thing that I'm showing you here today, and for good reason, because, you know, a title like this, I've never really seen this out in the wild before. So really happy to pick that one up, and obviously like exclusive Nintendo character type of games I'm definitely going to want to get for the GameCube. So really awesome find right there for $6. That's everything that I got today. I know I went kind of quick through that, but it still ended up being a very long time here. So thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do feel free to thumbs up this video, comment down below, and I'll see you all later.